Coach Mitchell has to be pretty pleased with how his team handled that third quarter, outscoring Iona 13-7 to pull back within 11, but they have plenty of work ahead of them as they found themselves in as much as a 25-point hole. But the lead stands at 11 now. St. Peter's looking to cut it back to single digits. They got it to 9 late in that third quarter, looking to get there again as it's Pirro from the foul line. She'll go up and under and get the basket. 17 now for Pirro.
Yeah, just able to use her body in space, knows exactly what to do. And that time we saw the smaller Chameleon on Pirro. Strong double team there from the Peacocks.
And it's interesting that the Gaels opting to have Lesko bring it up the floor as they get it inside for Chameleon. She gets blocked on her way up. Now Lesko from the elbow. She'll pull it back out, just 5 to shoot. Lesko with her patented spin move finds a cutting Chameleon, but not enough time for her to collect and get a shot off. So St. Peter's has an opportunity to get as close as or to cut the lead to as small as it's been since the first quarter, and Coach Chambers cannot be pleased with the way the Gaels offense has slowed down here in the second half. Just 7 points as too easy for Pirro. The Peacocks breaking Iona's press, and Pirro wide open underneath. She now has a game-high 19 points, scoring just about half of St. Peter's point total. Ray Q's 3 rims out. Lesko skies for the rebound, and the Gaels with another opportunity. And Moy will pull it back out. Lesko directs traffic from the block down low. Chameleon 2 dribbles, and she'll miss the turnaround jumper. Lesko can't finish, and it'll be another opportunity for the Gaels. Coach Mitchell not happy with the way that defensive possession is going.
Ray Q has gone a little cold from 3. That was wide open from the baseline. Usually that's her sweet spot. Final wants to keep this lead. They're going to need her to start knocking down some of those big-time threes.
Lead stands at 7. Gaels looking to expand on it. Lesko wide open from 8 feet out. Can't finish. And so the Peacocks with an opportunity to pull within 5, possibly even 4 on this possession.
Now we see Lesko on Pirro.
Pirro with a good look there, just the touch a little bit off, and we get the foul or the possession underneath. It'll go to Iona. The St. Peter's fans here. St. Peter's traveling well here to New Rochelle. Of course, Jersey City not that far from Westchester County. Traveling well here for this MAC Sunday afternoon matchup. On the 3-day weekend, Lesko from the elbow finds Chameleon, and Chameleon gets it blocked by Pirro. And now the Gaels pick up the loose ball. Ray Q too strong on the layup. A golden opportunity for Iona, and the Gaels fail to convert.
That's one Ray Q's going to want back. Contact inside and an offensive.
Richardson calls for the charge there. Moy steps in Chameleon steps in to take the charge there as we get another look at it here. And definitely Chameleon stepped in and drew that charge. St. Peter's again showing its full court pressure, but Bearfield gets it across the timeline. 7 minutes to go here in this one. Moy, the floater in the lane, rims out, and Dockery with the rebound. Now Pirro up ahead, finds Magazine. Good ball movement. Richardson for 3, front rim, no good. And Lesko falls for that rebound.
Tight rim here on the other end for Iona. A couple have gone in and out. And they haven't scored here in the fourth quarter in 3+ minutes.
17-7, the edge for St. Peter's here in half number 2. good defense there from Rayq, but she gets called for the hack. It looked like she got all ball from our vantage point, but the referees will call her for that one, and that is her second personal foul.
So Richardson has really been a non-factor here today through the first 3 quarters. Again, she's their leading scorer. As we mentioned, 3-time MAC Rookie of the Week, coming off a game where she had 14 points. She scored double figures 13 times this season, but has been pretty cold today, just 1 of 8 from the field to go along for 0 for 3 from the charity stripe. So it really has been Zoe Pirro carrying the load today.
And you notice a big shift in St. Peter's offensive attack once Pirro did check into the game in that second quarter, and she has 19 points in 22 minutes. So it's a 6-point edge here for the Gaels as Richardson went just 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and Iona's offense going the wrong way as Bearfield turns it over near half court. Richardson all alone in the run out, and she gets the basket. It is a 4-point lead now, and St. Peter's in its 2-2-1 full court pressure zone, giving the Gaels all kinds of problems as the Gaels do finally break the press, but it took 10 seconds. Now they're finally in their half court set and just 12 to shoot on the shot clock. Bearfield around the screen. Moy for Camilleon. Lesko wide open on the weak side, and she finally hits it. The Gaels' first points of the quarter held scoreless for the first 4 minutes.
You leave Lesko wide open like that, she's going to make you pay. Now 8 points to go along with 11 rebounds and 5 assists. What a well-balanced effort from Lesko today.
Pirro the up and under. She now has 21.
The Gaels just have no answer for Pirro defensively. Even though some of the shots she throws up just look like prayers, they've been answered. Iona has to be efficient on offense.
Moy gets inside, the little floater, back iron, no good. And we will get a foul call on Iona. It looks like it'll be on Bearfield. As the Gaels huddle up, the referees confer.
Believe it might have been called on Dockery for an elbow to the face on Lesko. But we do hope that we will get some sort of an explanation from those in the stripes.
And of course, today's referees, Pastor Torres, Heather Brown, and Jenna Schroeder, as we get another look at it here. So Dockery comes down with the rebound, and then in order to create space, looks like threw an elbow toward Lesko, but of course that was a basketball move. But
it's also, yeah, Iona struggling shooting the basketball. 2 of their last 23s to see on the screen, but it's something we saw a couple of weeks ago in an Iona game with Tori. Lesko was caught up between 2 defenders and was just trying to move the ball, but the elbow caught the face of the defender, and it was ruled a personal foul. So, again, we hope that we will get an explanation from the referees.
The officiating crew looking to see if it was in fact a basketball move or an intentional elbow, as we'll take another look at it here. And
it looks like she has the ball down at her waist and then brings it up pretty quickly. And good angle there.
But of course, Pirro was in the way there, so you couldn't really see where Dockery had the ball. All you see is the elbow coming flying out of, it seemed like, nowhere. And the referees spending a lot of time at the replay monitor, as you can see it better from that angle. She tried to create space going with the ball low up high, and
it should be interesting to see what they go with here. Again, the call on the floor was a foul, so there does need to be something. It needs to be significant for them to actually overturn the call.
Well, I think that they're definitely going to say that it is a foul on Dockery. I think the question now is whether it was a flagrant foul or not. Was it an intentional move to try to create space, try to hit Lesko, or was it just simply an inadvertent elbow?
And I think, to remove talking about the play for just a moment, I think this stoppage actually kind of helps Iona here. All the momentum is with St. Peter's, as we're hoping one of the referees will come over to us.
And so the referees break their huddle. St. Peter's back onto the court. The Gaels break their huddle now, and we will, Austin checking in with the refereeing crew. Pastor Torres coming over. Austin, what do you got?
So they were checking to see if it was an intentional foul. They ruled it not an intentional foul, but a regular foul, so hence why the possession goes underneath to Iona.
So the Gaels with an opportunity to expand the lead, cut to just 4. Here is Ray Q in the corner now for Moy, and she hits a 3, a much-needed 3. And Austin, right as you said, that timeout giving Iona an opportunity to regroup.
Yeah, big-time shot there from Moy. If she can get going here down the stretch, that could be big for her. And Mitchell wisely, he'll call a timeout, talk things over with his team, but Cheyenne Moy extending the lead for the Gaels. Should be a good one. Stick around for the finish.
Cheyenne Moy with possibly the biggest basket of the game so far. Let's take another look at it here. The corner 3 expanding Iona's lead back from 4 to 7.
Yeah, good job by Ray Q, able, finding her open down on the baseline.
Dockery tries her hand at a 3, and she can't connect. Moy with the rebound off the loose ball. It'll be possession in favor of Iona. The ball tipped out of bounds, last touch by the Peacocks.
Now with just 4:20 left, 4:22, excuse me, it's an opportunity for Iona to close the game out. If they can go down, get a big basket, get a good stop, time is winding down. Good vision there from Camille to Moy to break the press.
But still plenty of time in this one, as St. Peter's full court press has been giving Iona problems all second half long.
Yeah, the Gaels still just 5 points here in the fourth quarter.
Camille in for Lesko, the up fake, and she draws the foul from Pirro.
Yeah, you saw a little bit of a grin there from Zoe Pirro. She knew that she bought on Lesko. That's two of the veterans in this game going up against each other. Something we haven't mentioned, no seniors on the floor for either team. You see Lesko 33, Pirro number 20. Pirro a junior, Lesko a redshirt sophomore. So really these are the two most experienced players in this game for either team going up against each other here down the stretch.
And the Peacocks welcoming 9 newcomers to their roster this season, 3 transfers and 6 freshmen. Iona a similar ratio on their sideline. The Gaels with just 6 returning players from last year's team.
You see Lesko going 1 of 2 from the line. If there's one thing where she has struggled today, it has been free throws, just 3 of 6.
The Gaels forced a turnover. The entry pass too high for Pirro, and so the Gaels will look to run a little bit here as Moy gets in trouble in the corner but finds Lesko. Now to Ray Q, wide open from 3, and she hits a huge 3 from Morgan Ray Q, forcing the St. Peter's timeout. The Gaels have opened it back up to a double-digit lead, as it now stands at 11, and Morgan Ray Q with a huge three there.
Morgan Ray Q with the onions. 3 of 9 today, has struggled from beyond the arc, but continuing to shoot, was left wide open. Ian, I don't know if you saw it, but Bearfield wide open on the near side. Teammates couldn't find her, but Lesko was able to find her teammate Ray Q slipping through and knocking down a huge 3-point field goal.
Lesko drawing the double team in the lane, which allowed Ray Q to slip into the corner unnoticed until she had the ball, and Pero could not step out in time to contest that three. So Ray Q now inching closer to double figures. She has 9. Lesko also has 9. Tori Lesko, 9 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists on the day so far.
A very balanced effort.
Dockery for 3, a bit too strong. Chameleon pulls down the rebound. Coach Mitchell very disappointed that one rimmed out.
Now, Ian, I'm going to make a comparison here with Tori Lesko and as Moy turns it over, but considering the balanced performance, considering the heart, considering the hustle, considering the well-balanced effort from Lesko, has to remind you a little bit of Ricky McGill on the men's side for Iona, just sort of a master of all, able to dish it out, able to score, will get his rebounds. So maybe an unfair comp because Ricky McGill is one of the most accomplished players in Iona men's basketball history, but today Lesko has been doing it all over the floor.
And neither one of them really known for their scoring, but when they put the ball in the basket, in addition to all those little things that they do, both of them the veteran presence on their respective Iona teams. Austin, I like that comparison, and Lesko would love to see her Gaels pick up the win here after giving so much today. The double team on Pero, and the Gaels executing that one almost to perfection. Last touch, unfortunately, for the Iona side off of Ray Q, so St. Peter's will retain possession. But the entry pass right to Pero, and she drives on Lesko. Pero gets the basket. She now is 23, 3 away from her career high of 26.
Iona has to be diligent here on offense. No rush shots, and can't turn the ball over. They have plenty of time. Bring the clock down as far as you can.
Chameleon with space. She'll take a jumper. Way too strong on that one. 2 minutes to go here. Gaels by 9 as the foul called underneath. It'll be on Juana Chameleon.
And this is what Iona wants to avoid. Fouling St. Peter's, giving them an opportunity to score with the clock stopped. Yeah, and you see Pero there. They'll pull her out. Don't want her to commit any fouls. Does have 2, but and a very efficient 9 of 14 to go along with 6 rebounds. And again, 23 points in just 27 minutes played. And players are being summoned off the court. I believe they may. My first inclination is either clock or check to see who the foul was on.
Well, I think it was pretty clear that it was on Chameleon. She was on the floor. I think the better question might be who the foul shooter should be. It looked like a pair of Peacocks were right there. And it will be 2 free throws coming for St. Peter's. I have to give a shout out to Senior Associate Athletics Director Brian Byer on the music choices. They are always on point. Right there going with the "we can work it out" as the referees confer to figure out who it is. Brian, amazing at his job. Just one example of that right there. So a pair of free throws for Dockery. She hits the first one. magazine, and we take a look at Brian Byer right there. The head of this whole operation, a big reason why we are on ESPN Plus today. Dockery connects on both, so it's a 7-point game now. Just under 2 minutes to go. Austin should be a great finish here from New Rochelle. Lesko gets it ahead for Chameleon. RayQ thought about a 3, but instead will pull it back out, and now Lesko inside. She goes up strong, cannot finish. The rebound pulled down by McQueen.
They took that shot with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. It was a decent look, but way too soon in my opinion. Have to limit the possessions here for St. Peter's.
Inside for Pero, quickly double teamed, and Bearfield will get called for the foul. Heading to the line will be Dockery. And you see the Gaels have adjusted defensively. Immediately as Pero catches the ball, the Gaels go for the double team, forcing Pero to pass out of it.
Dockery calmly knocked down the 2 on her last trip, and calmly knocks down her 3rd in a row. Dockery, the freshman, playing with a lot of poise here down the stretch. She's now behind Pero with just entered double figures with 10 points. And make it 11.
And though she struggled from the floor, just 2 of 10 from the floor, she has gotten it done at the charity stripe. 7 of 8 from the free throw line is Cinnamon Dockery. So a 5-point Iona lead, 70 seconds to go. RayQ inside does get the foul call, and that one, Owen whistled for that one, and Owen not happy with that. You could see the look of frustration on her face as the referees called out her number.
Yeah, may have just grasped her hand a little bit on the foul. Definitely close, and as you mentioned before, St. Peter's traveling well, letting it be known they did not like that call. But for Iona, that's who you want at the free throw line. Morgan RayQ, an 80% free throw shooter this season. And she just entered double figures with 10 points.
So now 3 Gaels in double figures as RayQ stands at 11 and a tie with Moy right behind Chameleon with 12. A pair of Peacocks in double figures, Pero and Dockery, as Richardson quickly ahead will drive on Chameleon and get the and one opportunity. Chameleon called for the blocking foul.
3 possessions in a row, 3 fouls committed by Iona. Definitely not what head coach Billy Chambers wants to see. No need to foul in that situation. St. Peter's has been able to extend the game by drawing the contact from the Gaels.
Richardson with an opportunity to close it to 4, and does. So Richardson now has 8, and again, the full court press from St. Peter's. 1 minute to go here in regulation. 55-51, Iona leads. Moy slows it up. The Gaels want to milk the clock here. 15 to shoot still. They get it to RayQ, wide open for 3. Front rim, no good. And Pero there for the rebound.
Chambers is going to be happy with that shot, wide open.
Pero quickly inside, 25 now for the junior forward. And so we will get a timeout here. 33.7 seconds to go. The Gaels nursing a 2-point lead. Iona led by as much as 25 here as we get another look at it here. Pero, the one dribble, and nothing you can do about that if you're Iona. Good job from the Gaels not fouling to try to put her on the line.
Yeah, just can't allow St. Peter's to move down the floor that quickly. And obviously they have to be conscientious of not committing any fouls, but too easy there for Pero, who just had a career day. Again, she's 1 point shy from her career mark of 26 at 25 now. but have to imagine that St. Peter's is going to look for a steal, and then they're going to have to commit a foul. And again, if you're going based off of percentages, they may look to foul Cheyenne Moy. Relatively small sample size compared to her teammates, but just 38% from the free throw line this season.
Now St. Peter's only down by 2 here, and they did put a couple of tenths of a second back on the clock as we get another Iona timeout here. It looked like it was St. Peter's with calling the first timeout, Iona calling this one now. So it's 34.2 seconds left. So St. Peter's does not have to foul in this situation. The 4.2 second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, as the Peacocks just have to play solid defense. And we take a look at Zoe Pirro, who has been the spark plug for this St. Peter's team with nearly half of the Peacocks' points all by herself. She has 25 of their 53.
Yeah, just an amazing performance. She's been able to not only use her size, but also her athleticism down low. And that's led to 25 points on 10 of 15.
Chameleon gets fouled on the pass there. Sorry to cut you off, Austin. So she will head to the free throw line for a pair of shots.
Again, Chameleon, 74% this season from the charity stripe. Has an opportunity, have to at least go 1 of 2 on this trip here.
First one is nothing but net good. And Juana Chameleon can really establish her name here in Iona folklore this season. She hit the game winner Friday night against Monmouth and can very much ice the game here with this free throw. That one front rim and gets the friendly bounce. So the Gaels up by 4, under 30 seconds to go, about less than a second differential shot clock and game clock, and now we'll have a jump ball underneath. Let's go. Who else steps in to get that one and pull down the jump ball? So it'll be Gaels' possession, and we will get a timeout here. So a 4-point lead for Iona. The final timeout for either team, as the Gaels have the opportunity, and they will, with this timeout, advance the ball as we get another look at it here. A great look at the basket from Richardson, and then Lesko gets tied up with Richardson for the jump ball there. So it will be Iona possession, inbounding in the front court.
You're going to have to imagine St. Peter's going to have to foul immediately and hope for a couple of misses.
The Peacocks, and even though if they do come out with a loss here, it's going to be tough to get a stop, get a basket, get another stop, get another basket. But for St. Peter's and first-year head coach Mark Mitchell, you have to be happy with the fight that his team showed here. Down by as much as 25 in the first half to pull it to within 2 in the final minute. You have to feel pretty good about the way his team battled here. And for Coach Chambers, you have to be pretty happy, even though it wasn't as easy as you would have liked it. The Gaels looking to get back-to-back wins. And so we get a foul on the pass. It will be Cinnamon Dockery called for that foul. Ray Q will step to the line, and for Iona, that's exactly who you want to step to the free throw line in this type of situation.
Yeah, absolutely. We mentioned it before, but around 80% this season. Now with a couple of made free throws, she'll take a little bit above that 80-81% mark. But into double figures yet again is Ray Q. Again, a cold night shooting, just 3 of 10 from the field, 3 of 9 from beyond the arc, but some clutch free throws here down the stretch.
Make it an 8-point lead, or a 6-point lead for Iona, and the basket there for St. Peter's. It's now a 4-point lead. Chameleon will get fouled. 12.5 seconds to go here in this one.
Yeah, now if you're Iona, just keep making your free throws. And Richardson did a good job of getting down and converting, with Chameleon with an opportunity to further ice this game and get the Gaels back above that 60-point threshold.
Chameleon's first is up and good. So Iona's free throw shooting down the stretch, incredibly impressive, as the Gaels now 8 of 9 here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and as a team, just 62% on the season, so not necessarily the strongest, but 80% here today.
And so Dockery will try a last-second heave at a 3. Inside, they get it to Pirro, and she will get the basket. So Pirro with a new career high of 27, but the Gaels come out on top, 61-57. Iona winning back-to-back games here. Austin will be joined by head coach Billy Chambers and Tori Lesko as the Gaels come away with the victory. The two teams end up shooting about the same percentage. Iona 35%, St. Peter's 34%. Iona a lot better from 3, knocking down 38% from long range, and the Gaels led by Chameleon with 16 points, Reku with 13, Moy with 11. The high person for the Peacocks, Pirro with 27, Richardson with 10, Dockery with 11. So Austin will send it over to you now.
Coach, able to pull this one out. What do you think it says about your team? You guys were able to build such a large lead, but the defense really held on there, able to gut it out down the stretch.
Well, that's the thing. I think we shocked ourselves a little bit when we got out to such a big lead and we were playing so well. So as they started to make their run, I think it surprised them a little bit. And, you know, this group is learning something new every day. They're having to fight through adversity, and hopefully they learn that lesson so we can sustain a lead or a little bit longer. But I'm proud of the way the defensive effort was down the stretch to just really go ahead and pull that out.
We're going to talk to her just after you, but Tori Lesko, what can you say about her? Just an all-out effort today.
Our captain, we charge her to guard everybody on the floor, the best player, you know, a post player, a guard, and she really leads the charge. She has every huddle. She has the ear of every single teammate, and she's an incredible captain and leader. So, you know, I'm really proud of how hard she worked. She really got some huge rebounds, some huge charges for us. She lays it all on the line. I couldn't be happier with her.
Coach, back-to-back wins. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good.
All right, we're going to bring over Tori Lesko. Thank you for the time, Coach. Tori, able to pull this one out. You seem like you were all over the court today. What was going through your head as the clock was winding down and you knew that you guys were going to pull this one out?
Just to be smart and be disciplined on defense, on offense, slow it up a little, let the clock run out, and we knew we'd get the win then.
Now, you are the veteran of this team. What is it like for you to see, as the veteran, to see all the young players finally starting to gel, and now you guys got back-to-back wins?
Honestly, I'm so proud of them. We've been working so hard, and I know like our record isn't where it wants to be, but this is the time to make our run. So we're just going to keep on going.
All righty, thank you, Tori. Congrats on the win. Ian, back over to you.
All right, Austin, a very happy coach Chambers and Tori Lesko. That'll do it for Austin Stellato. I'm Ian Sacks saying so long from New Rochelle, where the final score is 61-57. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.